everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of 911 The Show. This is season 4, episode 3, and it was titled Future Tense. Alright, y'all, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, really quickly before I jump into this recap review, I just want to say thank y'all. Y'all helped me reach 1,000 subscribers. So I reached 1,000 subscribers tonight, a day short from my goal because I wanted to reach it by yesterday, the 31st. But I reached it today and I am so excited. And I just want to say thank you because without you, I wouldn't have reached 1,000 subscribers. And also, I will be having the giveaway on Saturday, so look out for that video. I will enter everybody's name who left a comment or left like a little emoji underneath each video. So I should have all of those names in a list on the wheel to spin it and give away the prize. And I think I said I was going to have 3 winners, top person, second place, and a third place. So just kind of look out for that video to be posted on Saturday. All right, y'all. Again, thank you so much. I am really excited. I finally reached 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Nothing but big things are popping and about to come for this channel. All right, with that said, let's jump into this recap review because it was a cute show. It wasn't too much excitement going on, probably because they were saving it for the Lone Star episode. I have not finished watching the Lone Star episode, but I will watch that. And I might just give like a little recap of it. I haven't done the other 2 episodes because I just watched Lone Star for my own pleasure. So, but because they had like a crossover with Buck, Hen, and Eddie on the Lone Star episode, I might do like a little recap on that. I'm not making any promises on that, but if it's good, I'll do like a little recap since we did have ROGs onto the Lone Star show. Anyway, we are on this show, this episode 3. It is a 911 call. So this man, he waking up, he got like a smart house. His smart system is named Hildy. And she, saying good morning to him, and she opening up the blinds, she telling him what the temperature, the weather going to be. He like, why it's cold in here? Turn the AC off. She turning the AC off. He like put on some, what do you say, some happy music or something. She playing rock music. He like, Hildy, what? Stop that. He asking for the coffee maker to come on. She making the coffee. I said, what in the world? So the coffee is acting up. So the coffee overflowing, playing rock music. He like, Hildy, what is going on with you or whatever? So he goes into the shower and stuff. So he like, okay, start the shower. Like she start the shower. He like set it to 90 degrees. She like, okay, set it to 90 degrees. Then we see the girlfriend, and as soon as I saw her, I said, this is the ex-girlfriend. But she messing with the system. So somehow she got the password, or he said he gave her the password. Who knows if that was the truth, child. But she messing with the system. Why she turned the shower up to 140 degrees? I said, not 140 degrees, child. He in the shower, he getting his little washing up and stuff like that. The temperature going up. He like, Hildy, what is going on with the weather? Turn the temperature down. Turn the temperature down. Of course, the girlfriend, she messing with it. So Hildy, can't turn it down. He trying to get out the shower because it's burning him. And he ends up slipping, falls, busts his head open, child. I said, oh, Lord. So the ex-girlfriend, she see it. So she turns the shower off or whatever. And then she calls 911. And she like, Maddie like, was he breathing and stuff? And she like, well, I don't know. She like, well, just go over there, feel under his nose and stuff. And she was like, well, I'm in a different room. She was like, well, can you go in the room? But she was like, well, I'm in a different house. She was like, well, how do you know that, something happened? She was like, well, he gave me the information to his security system. So I'm watching it and I saw, I was just checking in on him and stuff. She was like, in the shower? So she like, I was just checking in on him and stuff like that, and I saw he fell and bumped his head and stuff. So Maddie like, So they go over there, the team go over there. Child, they like, well, they said the man was unconscious, and then Bobby was like, well, they said he had a smart system too. So the smart systems check their faces out, see that they're firefighters from or whatever. So they open up the door. Everybody looking freaked out. They like, I think it was Eddie talking about, am I the only one that's freaked out about this? They was like, no, everybody freaked out. So they go in. They see him unconscious. Bobby like, well, if he was taking a shower, who turned the shower off? So they looking like, something ain't right here. So they go out, not Bobby, Buck and Eddie go out to get the gurney. Child, Eddie starts talking about a coffee maker or something. Here go Hildy. Eddie, what kind of coffee maker would you like or whatever? Eddie freaking out. He like, what the hell? Because Buckton told him everything. If you got a smartphone, if you got this, if you got a computer, like Big Brother listening and watching your every move or whatever. So now Eddie freaking out because Hildy didn't recognize his name. And it showed him all these coffee makers or whatever. So Maddie, she keeping the lady on the phone and stuff. The lady just telling on herself, telling my son, well, I was hoping that he would remember me, remember all the good times, and remember the things that we did together, and yada, yada, yada. So Maddie typing in there, suspect cyber stalking or whatever. And so she said something. I forgot what she said, but somehow Maddie was like, yeah, okay, we sending the cops right over. So Althena is there at the door. So, well, something else happened too. Oh, the man had second-degree burns. That's what it was too. I said, Lord. And then he ended up telling them like, no, because they was like, he was like, what's going on? What's going on? They was like, oh, your girlfriend called. He like, no, this the ex-girlfriend. So then, of course, she going to jail, basically. Then we see Bobby and Athena, they talking in the house and stuff. Bobby and them got a Roomba. And I was just thinking about getting a Roomba because I got cats. And the dang on cats is one litter box where they just keep knocking the litter out of the freaking box. So I was like, maybe I should get a Roomba because ain't nobody got time to be sweeping up every 2 seconds when they keep going in this dang on litter box. And then Bobby and Athena got a dang on Roomba, and their Roomba going crazy, child. The Roomba knocking over lamps and stuff. I said, do they all act like Bobby that took the Roomba outside because May, she done chipped in and brought them a Roomba because, you know, she ain't in the house all that much because she working and stuff. So she done chipped in and brought them that as to help them out around the house. They done put the Roomba outside. Athena like, look, she can chip in for some groceries because ain't nobody got time for this dang on thing. It's talking about this stuck, it's blocked, this need help, something like that. So Athena started talking about how she can't believe May's still working there and stuff, and she can't tell her to quit because the only reason why May working there is because Athena got hurt and she trying to protect her or whatever. So Bobby was like, she real smart. She didn't outmaneuvered you or whatever. She was like, what? She played me? Like, And so Bobby was like, well, she like her mama or whatever. And so then the Roomba doing something. Bobby like, where you gun at? I said, he not about to shoot the Roomba. Then we see him. She in anatomy lab, and they got the cadaver on the. Oh my God, them things stink. Oh God, if you have ever been in there where they be having them bodies on that thing just it smell like formaldehyde. It just stinks. I was so happy when I was done with that class. I was just like, this is gross. I don't want to deal with the dead bodies. Like. But we had to do it. And I remember when we was in anatomy and physiology, we had to do that dang pig. For y'all who know what I'm talking about, that thing stunk and it was just gross. Oh my God. I want to talk to the living. I don't want to talk to the dead people. Nothing against the people who do that. Look, more kudos to you, but I cannot do that. It just, God, the smell alone. But anyway, the one guy that's a part of his lab team or whatever, because it's a guy and then it's a girl. The girl got a snotty attitude. She just rude and just nasty or whatever. The guy, he about to throw up because the smell alone, okay? And so him trying to calm him down and whatnot, and the smart ass girl, she getting smart and all this other stuff. So just give me the scalpel. And so she go to cut, and then she end up passing out. I said, you talking all that smack, and then you end up passing out. Then we see Maddie and Chim, Buck doing they putting the Maddie and Shim putting the crib together. They having a hard time with that. Buck over there putting safety latches on the cabinets. Child, why he put the safety latches on the top on the top cabinets? Maddie like, how the heck the baby getting up here? He's trying to put an alarm system on the second floor windows. They like, look, chill out. It's okay. And so they asked him about his girlfriend again. And he like, well, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm seeing a therapist. And so Maddie looked worried, like, well, what's going on? You okay? Like, why are you seeing a therapist? He was like, no, I just, everything is fine. I just wanted to, see a therapist, to talk to somebody or whatever. And, it's about me and stuff. And so Chimney had made like a little joke saying like, forget doing college funds for kids. How about a therapy fund? I don't see nothing wrong with that. We all need somebody to talk to. So we back in the medical lab. The girl then came back. She was supposed to be going to, they called 911 to help her and stuff. So the paramedics showed up and stuff like that. And him was like, oh, I'm surprised you back. The paramedics ain't want you to go, to the hospital and stuff. She was like, the paramedics are nothing but Uber drivers. They don't count. Him was looking like, and so the guy, Lewis, was like, well, him's a paramedic. She was like, oh, well, I didn't mean any harm. But, I'm just saying, I'm fine. I can do this. So him was like, well, since you missed the first cut, you could do the second one. Because at first, Lewis and him was trying to figure out what killed the man and stuff like that. And old chick talking about we could just look at the chart. Him like, well, they don't give you that information on the chart. That's why we here to figure out what happened and stuff. So then they want to do the second cut. So she do the second cut. She's shaking a little bit. Hen trying to help her. She getting the attitude with Hen. Then the girl discovers like a port or whatever. So she said he died of cancer. And she looked like she was getting sad. So I said, maybe like her dad or somebody died of cancer or whatever. But Hen tries to, see what's going on with her. She snapping Hen. So Hen like, all right, girl, whatever. Maddie left. So Buck had went home. Next thing, Buck, he on his phone. This is a knock on the door. It's Maddie. She coming over there to check on Buck. Buck like, didn't I just leave your house? Why are you here? She was like, well, I just wanted to check on you, and I thought you ain't want to talk in front of Chimney and stuff like that, because I want to make sure you okay with therapy. He was like, I'm okay. I just really wanted to talk to somebody, to get everything out, since, this whole wide world is everything going on in the world. And then you said that I was looking sad and lonely. And then I had a conversation with Abby, and I thought that would help, but it didn't. I was still kind of sad and lonely, so I just decided to, talk to somebody to get it all out. So she was like, okay, well, I'm here if you want to talk to me or whatever. He was like, well, yeah, I can talk to you, but I can't really talk to you, or so this is something you can't fix because you also look sad or whatever. So she was looking like, what? Well, damn. And so then it's a 911 call. Child, this thing was hilarious. Do you hear me? So the man at the bank, okay, it's COVID and stuff like that, so he wearing a mask. He go up to the teller. He said, I got a gun. She like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What are you saying? So he like, I got a gun. She like, with the mask and stuff, I really can't hear you. So he write it down, gun. So, she start packing up the money and stuff like that. He go. She called 911. She like, help, the bank was robbed or whatever. They was like, what he look like? Well, he had a mask on. Ma'am, that's everybody. Ma'am, what does his eyes look like? Okay. But anyway, so the cops come there. Athena like, okay, well, I got the license plate on the car. So, and I was like, oh, this man is dumb. He then got his license plate and stuff. Child, they pick up this guy, and he like, I'm telling you, I didn't even step foot inside the bank or anything like that. And then Athena sees that he's a ride share. So she like, okay, well, you was just the getaway driver. You ain't know. So she like, do you have the information of the drivers that you picked up? So they get over to the man's house, right? They knock on the door, say it's 911, come on out with your hands up, yada, yada, yada. He goes out the back door. He run or whatever. Child, they got the Uber driver in the back. He like, Sergeant, you might want to see this. She look at the phone. She said, I know he not that dumb. Child, why he in the alleyway? He didn't call another ride share. I said, this man is stupid as he's stupid. So they pull up, of course, the cop in the ride share car or whatever, and then Athena and everybody came to get him. And he like, well, how did you know? How did you know? She like, welcome to the future. Like, you is dumb. Like, sir, if you gonna rob a bank, at least have your own car, at least something, a bicycle, something. Okay, you getting a ride share where they got all your information. Like, if you don't go ahead, I was cracking up. Then we see Buck and Christopher. So Christopher, they got big, y'all. He playing video games with Buck and stuff like that. Eddie is still tripping out about how Hildy gave him that information. He packing up all the video games. He packing up the remote controls. He snatching the cable, the Wi-Fi down. He is not playing. He didn't turn their video game off. Christopher like, Dad, I was winning. Like, what is going on? And so he was like, look, I ain't even want no coffee pot. But now all I see is coffee pots. Everywhere I look, it's a coffee pot. It's a coffee pot. So Buck is like, that's just targeted marketing. That's what they do and stuff like that. He like, no, we going to get off of this. No, because they listening and stuff. He looking around. Here you go, Christopher. But can we play video games at your house? Buck was like, no, we go ahead to go old school. He was like, what's old school? He was like, you ever heard of Scrabble? He was Scrabble. So I was cracking up. That thing was funny to me. Because I said, why is Eddie tripping like this? We here with Maddie and Chimney. So Maddie, she on the couch, she crying and stuff. And Chim comes out and he's like, what's going on? You okay? Is the baby okay and stuff? And she like, yeah, I think I'm just scared. And she tells him how, her growing up wasn't all that spectacular. And she says that her parents weren't bad people. They just were bad parents. And so she's afraid that she'll end up like her parents and, mess up her child's life or whatever. But Chimney is like, we could just do the best that we can do. And if we make mistakes, it's okay because our kids will know that we love them and they'll forgive us or whatever like that. And all we can do is try. So she like, okay. So they hug and stuff like that. Then we at Hen's house, child. The little baby and Denny, they running around in a circle. The baby, Nia, she done drew on Denny's face. She done scribbled the heck out of his face while he was asleep talking about something. I made Denny pretty. I said, these kids is bad. So they running around, knock at the door. It's the dang old social worker child. She like, oh my God, I did not expect you, but I guess that's the whole premise, not to know what's going on. So she like, I'm sorry, we got some marker on the face, and then we got the baby. She's like, look, this is normal house or whatever. She was like, okay, well, Karen, she at the grocery store, she been back on her way. Knock at the door. It's Cindy, the girl who passed out and who had an attitude with Hen or whatever. So the social worker went to Nia then took her into the room and stuff like that to show her a bedroom and whatnot. Cindy like she telling Denny to use nail polish remover on his face to remove. Him was like, don't listen to her. Try some soap and water first, okay? So Denny goes off. So now it's just Hen and Cindy at the door. So Hen like, what are you doing here? Like, you just can't pop up at somebody's house. Like, that's not what you do or whatever. She was like, well, I just wanted to talk to you because the professor, Dr. such and such, was talking to me, and now he wants to know, are we okay or whatever, we cool, because I need this and I need you to say that we cool or whatever. First I pass out, then we got problems, now I'm on his radar, and I can't be on his radar because if I don't make it through this class, I need to make it, I need to be a doctor. And him like, well, I need this too. Like, you act like you the only person that's in med school or whatever. She was like, well, what, you like 40 years old, you got 2 kids, you already got a job, like, you don't need this. Like, why would you even go back to school? So after you quit medical school, like, she just going in on him. And him like, girl, what? So him about to snap on her. When she about to snap on her, the social worker pop out. And so him was like, well, Cindy, I'll talk to you later. Cindy about to go. So she closed the door on her or whatever like that. I was like, oh, this girl is too much for me. I do not, And so at the fire station, we see Chimney and Buck. Chimney was watching the fires that's going on in Texas on TV and stuff. So Chimney and them, they talking and stuff like that. And so Chim asked Buck, like, what's going on with your parents? Like, don't take this the wrong way, but Maddie was crying and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with your parents. Like, it's some deep, dark secret or something going on. And so he was like, well, they were just absent. Like, they were there, but like they were there cooking, they were like washing clothes, they were doing stuff, but they just were, it seemed like they were a million miles away, and it just felt like they loved each other more than they loved us or whatever. So Chimney is feeling like a little bit better, but he's still kind of like, like what's going on there or whatever like that. And so Buck like, don't worry about it, it's just a typical dysfunctional family or whatever, you know, just welcome to our family type thing. Then we see Hen and Althena, they're talking in the backyard, and Hen is just telling her like what was going on with Cindy, and Althena like, well, why you letting that girl get to you or whatever? And she was like, well, you know how you had that nagging thing, that negative thought in the back of your head, like you can't do this, you too old, you got too many kids, like this nagging voice in the back of your head that you try to push back and stuff, but it's there. She was like, that's Cindy. So she was like, well, you can do it. Like you did all this, so like you can do this right now. Like you're putting yourself through med school, you or this. And she was like, yeah, but I'm just tired. Like she may be right. Like I do have 2 kids. I am 40 years old. Like why am I doing this? And she was like, girl, hush that mess. Like you smart, you beautiful, you are determined, you can do this or whatever. So Athena basically told her like treat her like a patient, like see what's going on with her and figure her out, and then maybe y'all can be on like a level playing field or whatever. She was like, oh, okay. Then we see Maddie, and this is where it gets kind of like, what is going on? So we see Maddie. She called her mom up on the phone. So the mom, I guess she fussing about Maddie getting the ultrasound and finding out what the sex of the baby is and stuff like that. Because Maddie like, look, calm down. We're gonna find out. It's gonna be a surprise now. Don't worry about all that. So then she says, well, have you spoken to Evan? And so the mom must have said no. She was like, oh, well, because he's seeing a therapist right now. And so I don't know what the mama was saying because we couldn't hear the conversation. But the mom must have been flipping out or whatever. And so she was like, well, he doesn't know. This is what Maddie said. She said he doesn't know anything. And she was like, but maybe you should tell him. And the mom must have said something, and she was like, well, how am I supposed to calm down when I've been lying to him his entire life? I said, what? I'm like, is Buck adopted or something? Like, what's going on? Like, what is going on? And so I'm thinking that Maddie is Buck's mama. Because how old is Buck and how old is Maddie? Because she might be his mama. Or he adopted. But either way, he will be adopted. Like the parents adopted him, and then Maddie they made Maddie be his sister instead of his mama, because that does happen in families, y'all. Or he just adopted and they ain't tell him. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know. But I was like, lying to Buck? Don't be lying to him, Maddie. Come on now. So we see another 911 call. Hildy in somebody else's house, child, and she doing yoga. So Hildy tells her, breathe in and just wake up and say, good morning, world. So she wakes up and she opens her eyes and she say, good morning, world. But everything blurry. She can't see nothing. She like, oh my God, call 911. I can't see. I'm blind. So the team come or whatever. They try to get in the house. She falling all over everything. They like, just stay there, man. We'll open up the door. So they bust open the door. Her eyes like all around here and stuff. It's all red and whatnot. And then it looked like blue but pale, like a pale blue in her eyes. So she like, oh my God, I can't see. They like, well, have you been around anything? Any new shampoo? Any new face mask? Makeup? Anything? She like, no. So him looking at her eyes, child, a whole little worm. I said, ew, that's a worm. So it's just moving around in her eyes, child. It was nasty. So Eddie like, that's a worm. She like, oh my God, a worm in my eyes. So they trying to figure out like, what's she been around? And so because Bobby was like, that looked like a fly worm or something that comes around. It's a parasite that is around like livestock or whatever. She was like, I haven't been around no livestock. And so she was like, I just teach yoga. So Eddie was like, what kind of yoga? And so she shows us, she teaches goat yoga. I think that is so weird. And I was watching something. What was I watching? Was it Real Housewives or something? Or was it Married to Medicine? I think it was Married to Medicine. When was it Married to Medicine? And they did, I think they did goat yoga on Married to Medicine. Something they did goat yoga, and the goats was pooping all over the place. I said, ew, that's nasty. But or maybe it was Basketball Wives. It was something, and they did goat yoga. But anyway, that's so nasty. But she teach goat yoga, and during the goat yoga, a fly hit her in the eye, and that's how the worms got in there. They must have pulled out like 20 worms out her eyes, and then once they pulled like the last worm out, her vision came back. So she was all excited about that. Talking about something, is bunny yoga, is the parasites? Bunny, I said bunny yoga. Oh my goodness. So we back at the lab. It's late at night. Cindy in the lab, she's studying and stuff like that. And Hen happens to be in there too. And they was about to go into it and stuff. And Hen was saying like she had an annoying lab partner. That's why she, there and stuff like that. And and so Cindy was saying something like she really needs to be in medical school and yada yada yada. And him had it easy, and him had to let her know, like, I am a black lesbian. I'm 40 years old. I went into be a firefighter when I was 30 years old. I got 2 kids. This ain't nothing easy for me, sweetheart. So she sees Cindy's patch, so she recognizes it as a hormone replacement therapy. And so we find out that Cindy had a double mastectomy. She had her ovaries removed, both ovaries removed, and I think she said her fallopian tubes. I forgot what else she said, but basically she had like partial hysterectomy. And she was like, but you're 20. She was like, yeah, my mom died when she was 34, and her mom died when she was 32. I not only need to be the first woman in my family to graduate medical school, I need to make it, and I'll need to live until I'm 35 years old. I said, girl, with them stats like that, I'd have had them rip everything out. Okay, I would not be playing no games. Like, I would have did the same thing, because she had the Barack gene. It was positive, and it runs in her family, because that's a young age, 32 and 34, to die of breast cancer. So she had all that stuff removed. I don't blame her. I would have did that too. And so then Hen understands, she's like, oh, okay, well, let's get started, So then it's a box at the door. We at, what's his name? Eddie's house, child. It's a box at the door. It's a gift from Hildy. It's a gift from Hildy. Child, why was a coffee maker? So Christopher and Buck had played the joke on him or whatever like that. He was like, yeah, y'all real funny. Y'all got me or whatever. And so then we see Chim, he pacing back and forth. Maddie, she came back from her doctor's office and her doctor's visit. She had the 3D ultrasound. They find out they're having a girl, so they're excited about that. Then we see May. She comes in. She tells Bobby and them that she was doing a counseling session. That's why she was a little late. And then we find out that Athena stopped seeing her therapist. Bobby is not happy about that at all. Then we see Maddie, because they're all excited they're having a baby girl and stuff like that. And so Maddie was like, you're right, Chim. Because he had asked her, like, what's going on? We're going to be a family and stuff like this, so we need to talk. And at first she was just like, well, let's just watch the DVD. So they watched the DVD and found out they had a little girl. And then after, she was like, you're right, we are about to be a family, and so I don't want to keep something from you. He was like, well, you're protecting me. She was like, you're not the person that I'm trying to protect. So I said, what is she going to tell? And so they didn't show what she was going to tell. The next scene we see is they prepping for Texas, and they about to take a 20-hour ride, and him like, look, y'all better go on to the bathroom. And that's where it ended, y'all. I said, what in the world? What is Maddie going to tell Chimney? What is the secret with Buck? They better tell us next episode. I cannot wait until the end of the episode to find out what the secret is. But anyway, y'all, that was the end of the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode down there in those comments. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as well. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.